Hey guys, welcome back. King Richard here. Today with another video. I know I've been kind of incognito the past couple of days. I took a red eye across the country on Tuesday night, so I posted a bunch of videos, slept basically all of yesterday, slept most of this morning, and I am up today in Florida. I would say sunny Florida, but it's not very sunny. But it's nice to be on some vacation for a few days. Anyway. We are doing our NFL Week 5 predictions today. I will probably be coming out with another NHL video or two about my fantasy teams probably within the next couple of days. I want to see how my teams do over the first few days of the hockey regular season. I had a great night last night with Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews both on my team. They both did amazing. Anyway, let's jump into the scores. Well, our predictions for the scores. So, tonight's game, as you all know, is Patriots-Buccaneers. Now, as anyone who's seen my Super Bowl prediction video knows, I picked the Patriots to be the AFC team to reach the Super Bowl again this year. So this is reliant on Tom Brady just making the playoffs. Tom Brady makes the playoffs, doesn't matter what seed he is. There's a good chance he's making it to the Super Bowl. So right now they're sitting 2-2 against the 2-1 Buccaneers. I do think the Patriots will win the game this week. I'm going to say by a touchdown. I'll say 28-21. But I think that if the Patriots don't win this game, it will be a bit problematic, but not too much for their standings. They still got some division games to go. They'll probably beat the Jets both times, so that's 2 wins in the bag right there. But I do think the Patriots will beat the Buccaneers this week. Sorry, Tampa Bay fans, even though I'm in Florida, I got to go with New England. Now Sunday's games. First game is my team, the New York Jets. We are playing the Cleveland Browns, and amazingly, this is the first time I've done this year. I am going to pick the Jets to win the game. First time I've done this year. Probably one of the only times I'm going to end up doing it this year. Will be against Cleveland. But the downside of this is if the Jets do win, the chances of us getting the number 1 overall pick are all but gone, considering Cleveland would be 0-5. And chances are they will win 3 games max this year. And the Jets will probably pick up another game somewhere along the way. They still could finish 4-12. The Jets, even if they win this game, they may only win one more the rest of the season. So I don't know, but I do have the Jets winning this game this week. 3-2 for the Jets, huge surprise. I thought they'd be probably 1-4 with a win over the Browns. I thought they would have lost all 4 of their games to begin with the season. So anyway, Bills and Bengals. I'm gonna pick Buffalo. Andy Dalton finally caught fire last week. He played a great game against Cleveland, so it was a good game for him to really finally get into his groove. But the Bills have been hot, so I think the Bills will win, but I think it will be a bit of a shootout this week. I'm going to go 34-31, favor of the Bills, but don't be surprised if the Bengals win. But my prediction is the Bills. Oh, and last week we went 10 for 16. Weeks 3 and 4 have been a bit rough for us after a great week of 1 and 2 in predictions where we went 13 for 16, which is what I've said is my benchmark goal for every single week. So I know there's usually 1 or 2 upsets and one game that's usually a toss-up or 2 of them. So 13 is the goal I've set. We hit it the first 2 weeks. We did not hit it weeks 3 and 4. So that is going to be that. Next game is Panthers-Lions. This is a team, 2 powerhouse offensive teams, led by Cam Newton, Matthew Stafford. This is going to be an absolute shootout. I'm going to say the Panthers are going to steal this one in Detroit, 41-38. Yeah, 41-38. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't think it's going to be like the Texans, who scored 57 points last week. But I have the Panthers winning over the Lions. I do have the Colts beating the 49ers as well. The 49ers are 0-4, and the Colts, despite being 1-3, Andrew Luck will probably be back in a couple of weeks. So if they can pick up 2 or 3 wins, if they could go maybe 3-5 by the time Andrew Luck gets back, and then he can maybe lead them to 5-1, 6-1, who knows, they could still make the playoffs. But especially with Jacksonville not playing so great, Tennessee's not playing so great, Houston is getting a little hot, so they might be dangerous now that Deshaun Watson maybe is the guy Houston has been searching for. But the Colts, I do think, will win this week and basically knock the 49ers out of complete playoff contention, even though they were never in it in the first place. Titans and Dolphins. Speaking of the Titans, I do think that they will take the win this week. They will move on to 3-2 over the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, without Ryan Tannehill, even with Jay Cutler there, have been a little slow. Jay Cutler's still adjusting to the new playbook. well, I don't know how new it is for him or not. I think he's there with like the same offensive coordinator, I believe. I'm not too sure. But Jay Cutler's still in a bit of an adjustment. So I don't think they'll take this game, but the Titans will, 3-2, behind a good game from Marcus Mariota. I think he'll probably throw 3 touchdowns this week. At least, maybe 4. I'm not sure, but I think 3 will probably be his limit for this week. But I do think the Titans will take it. Okay, big game, other game of the week for me, Giants and Chargers. The Giants are 0-4. They've not been playing good this season. All playoff hopes for them are basically lost. They'd have to go 8-2. 10-2 over their next 12 games to really realistically have a shot at a wild card. So, amazingly, I think they're only still 2 games behind in their division. They might be 3. I got to check who is 3-1 in that division. I don't think any of the teams are. I think they're all the Eagles. Oh no, the Eagles are 3-1. Okay, so the Eagles 3-1. The Cowboys and the Redskins are 2-2, I believe. So. The Giants still realistically have a chance, but if they don't win this week, they're done. They're done. They've got to win at least 9 of their last 13 or 9 of their last 12 to have a chance. 9-7 is going to be the chance they need to get the 6th seed. So, but I don't think they're going to do it. I do think they'll win this game. They'll finally get that win they've been looking for and leave the only other unbeaten or winless teams to, I believe, the Niners and the Browns. So, yeah, Giants fans, Grandpa, Uncle David, you'll finally get your win this week, thankfully, for all of us who watch the Giants. And I know I spoke about you with this the other night, or last night anyway, over dinner. But yeah, the Giants, they're stinking. They need a new... Eli Manning's good, but the kicker, they need a new kicker. They've lost 2 games so far. The last 2 games on bad kicking. So Giants need a new kicker. Eagles and Cardinals. This is going to be a bit of an interesting game. Carson Wentz is really coming into his own this season. A bunch of the quarterbacks from last year are Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, Jared Goff. All of them have played great this year. And I've been really impressed with their play, to be honest. But yeah, they're coming into their own. Carson Wentz has had a good season so far. He's led the Eagles to 3 wins and a loss. And the Cardinals with Carson Palmer, I do think the Eagles will take this game. I'm going to say maybe like 27-21 or 27-24. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. But I do think the Eagles will take this game and move to 4-1, which will be a big step up for them, especially if the Redskins, the Giants, and the Cowboys take hits this week. We don't know. But they're looking for a good season so far. They play like they're playing. The Eagles will keep on rolling. All right, Jaguars and Steelers. I do have the Steelers winning. They're 3-1. They are on fire. Bell and Brown and Roethlisberger, the 3 Bs. Ben, Bell, Brown. Bing, bang, boom. They are on fire. Their defense has been playing very good. But the Jaguars Jaguars started off well, and then they basically sucked the last 2 weeks. They kicked the crap out of Baltimore in London, and then since then they've played the Jets. They lost. I forget who else they played and lost. They played if they lose to my Jets this year, despite the good team they now have, especially on offense with Robinson and Hearns and Bortles and Fournette and Yeldon and Julius Thomas, I believe, is still there. I'd have to double check, but I think he's still there. And then they do have a good defense. They're not a bad team, so it'll be a tough game. It'll probably go like 21-18, maybe 28-25, 24, something like that. But I do think the Steelers will move to 4-1, which the Jaguars, this is the year they needed to strike. Jaguars. For Blake Bortles, this might be a contract year for him. I'm not sure. I think it might be. So if it is, he's really got to pick up his game. All right, Seahawks and Rams. This is going to be a real tough game for the Rams. I do think the Rams are going to win it, especially since they're at home. But the Rams have really showed a lot this year, at least in the first quarter of the season. Jared Goff, who was very iffy last year and had a lot of questions coming into this year, has really stepped up in the first 4 games he's been playing. It's been really fun to watch. And Todd Gurley, after an abysmal year last year, I know a bunch of people in fantasy who had him last year. They picked him number 1 or number 2 in their first or second rounds, and they absolutely hated their pick, almost as much as I hated my Dez Bryant pick for most of the year, despite the fact that he had 8 touchdowns. And my Hopkins pick, despite those were my first 2 picks last year, and they didn't live up to it. This year I had Bell, and I have Johnson, and I have Elliott. I'm pretty stacked. And I have Cooper and Allen, who have both been having. Allen's had a good year so far. Cooper's been shaky. But anyway, yeah, the Rams, I think, will win. They'll move on to 4-1 behind Jared Goff, who is finally proving his stuff after a lot of questions coming into the season. So the deal for Sammy Watkins is really helping. Sammy Watkins has been having a reemergence this year. I think he's got 2 touchdowns already. And he's at maybe 200 yards already through 4 games. So I think he'll be looking at a 1,000-yard season for Sammy Watkins. All right, guys, we got 4 more games to break down here. We have the Ravens and the Raiders. I believe Derek Carr is back this week for Week 5. So the Raiders, who are 2-2, I thought they could have had a shot at being 4-0. That ends up being the Chiefs. But I do think the Raiders will bounce back on the ball this week with the win over Baltimore. Derek Carr is going to be hungry, and so is Amari Cooper. I really hope Amari Cooper catches a couple TDs this week. I really need it from him. Despite my win last week, I need some more help from the wide receiver department. So, yeah, the Raiders will be beating the Redskins, moving to 3-2. Baltimore will be falling to 2-3. So unfortunate for them. So sad. Okay, this is one of the other big games of the weekend. There's a couple big games this weekend, these last 2 on Sunday. Packers-Cowboys. This is a potential playoff matchup in either the divisional round or the NFC Championship game. So it's going to be a real tight game to watch. I am going to be glued to my seat watching this game probably after the Giant game or the Jet game. I do think the Packers will take it. Aaron Rodgers has been on absolute fire. Absolute fire. And Randall Cobb has been pretty good too. So I may actually start Randall Cobb this week over John Stewart. I don't know. I have to make a decision. But, yeah. Anyway, I do think the Packers will win. Move on to, 4-1. The Cowboys are going to fall to 2-3, I think. So the Giants, it's a bit of a saving grace for them. And I do believe this week is the first week of the bye weeks. So the Redskins aren't playing, I don't think. I'll have to check what are the teams I haven't seen here, but there are 4 teams not playing this week. So, and then the last 2 games, Chiefs and Texans. I do think the Chiefs will win despite Deshaun Watson's amazing game last week. I think he'll have another good game. But I think the Chiefs are moving on to 5-0, and the Texans will be falling to 2-3, helping out the Colts. My prediction for that division. And then Monday night is the Vikings and the Bears. The Bears! I love saying that. So much fun. Anyway, Vikings are going to win this game. Won't be soundly. I do think it'll probably be by about 2 touchdowns, but it won't be anything worse than that. So, yeah. Okay, and the teams that have byes this week, I'm pretty sure it is the Redskins, the Saints, I want to say, no, AFC East is playing, AFC West is playing. Oh, the Broncos, I believe, are also on a bye this week. And then I believe the final team on a bye this week is Atlanta. Yeah, those are the 4 teams on the byes. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. Please like, please subscribe, and please follow me on my new Twitter, Richard the Guru. I will see you guys next time. Let me know what you think of my predictions this week in the comments below, or on Twitter, or on Facebook, or wherever else you find me, which is everywhere. I want to be everywhere. Alright. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.